Good morning, Steve Free in Chicago with the morning grain comments. Markets are higher overnight. The dollar is lower. Stock market's rallying. Most commodities are higher. And so the grains are also rebounding from yesterday's lows. I don't think anybody feels that the dollar has made a top or that commodities have made a bottom yet, because the central banks still are looking to increase interest rates, which to fight inflation, which could push us into a recession and lower demand for food and fuel. As far as weather is concerned, not much change. U.S. Midwest will be dry for harvest. Southern Plains is dry for planting. Argentina and parts of southern Brazil is dry, while central Brazil is getting good rains for next year's crops. Most of Europe is getting rain. It's still dry in the China Yangtze Central area. As far as the demand outlook is concerned, yesterday's weekly export inspections were disappointing. And I think that could continue with Russia wheat prices lower than U.S., Europe wheat prices lower than U.S., Ukraine corn, South American corn lower than U.S. prices, and most of South American soybean meal and oil are also below U.S. prices. We didn't think that we would be seeing that much competition from South America in the bean complex at this time. We also note that China demand is down, although their hog margins did improve to 16-month highs. As far as the domestic market is concerned, USDA showed that corn and soybean harvest, corn maturity is behind last year. And that's probably supportive to the basis levels as end users continue to try to bid up for grain before the end of the old crop season and beginning of the new crop harvest. Some feel that once we get into harvest, farmers will be putting corn back into the pipeline, beans into the pipeline, which could offer some resistance and push futures prices lower. There is a feeling that, though, at that low, we could actually see a bit of a rebound in prices going into South Americans' crop conditions and harvest. Russia is still talking about annexing 30% of Ukraine wheat acres, or 8 to 10 million metric tons, and still putting nukes possibly on the table if Ukraine tries to take over these annexed areas. We also note that on Friday we get a USDA report on stocks. Most of the average guesses are pretty close to the USDA's carryout numbers, but there is a relatively wide range of guesses, especially in wheat and corn. So we'll see if that has an impact on prices. Obviously, lower numbers would be friendly, while higher numbers would be negative. So in general, we're looking for a turnaround Tuesday, rebound in commodity prices, but again, most of the news in the grains is negative. As always, these are my thoughts and not those ADM Investor Services. Have a safe and profitable trading day, and remember, always treat people like you yourself would like to be treated.